Greetings everyone, my name is Flashlight Antics, and welcome to What Would Flantics Do? That's right everybody, we are back here with Would You Rather, some questions of this or that. So it has been quite some time since I've done the last video, so I am kind of looking forward to getting back into it. So, without any further ado, let's start with, would you rather be 4 feet tall or be 8 feet tall? Now, this one's kind of tough for me because I've always been kind of average height for my age. But thinking about it, I think I'd rather be 4 feet tall. The biggest reason why I say that is because, well, frankly and honestly, I think that it would be harder to be taller than it would to be shorter. Because, like, buying clothes, buying shoes, you can always buy, like, kid-size shoes, that sort of thing, if you're shorter. So they have these things. There are these things that are already created in that smaller size. But with taller people, they have to go out and, like, get these things custom made, and it just seems really, really tough to me. But 4 feet tall, it does seem a little bit easier. I mean, yeah, sure, you can't reach things, you got to do all this stuff, but just as far as overcoming the adversity between the two, I feel like I'd rather be 4 feet tall. Oh, but everybody sees, like, all the good things about being tall and all that stuff. What about walking through some freaking door frames, though, huh? That would get old after a while. Most door frames are less than freaking 8 feet tall. You'd have to bend over a lot. And getting into a car, how about 8 feet tall people? You ever get into a car? Yeah, that sucks. No thanks. Next question. Would you rather eat a hot dog or eat a hamburger? Okay, so admission time, I'm actually pretty picky when it comes to food. I just am. There are a lot of things that I don't like, and hot dogs is one of them that I just don't like. Hamburgers, they're one of those things for me that a little bit goes a long way. So I like the thin patties, like that you might get from, say, McDonald's. I don't really like McDonald's, but just kind of for example, everybody knows the McDonald's patties. But I don't really like the thick, like, sit-down restaurant-style burger patties, or the thick, like, homemade burger patties. Not a big fan of it. I mean, frankly and honestly, the more concentrated and dense the meat is, the less likely I am to like it. Which is probably why I like chicken nuggets, but not a big fan of, like, just flat chicken slabs. And I'm also a big texture guy. I'm kind of weird like that. So, like, a hot dog wrapped in cornbread, i.e. a corn dog? I could eat a corn dog. Not a big hot dog fan. So I'm gonna go with hamburger just because, well, I don't know. I can actually eat a hamburger, whereas a hot dog I have a hard time stomaching. And I'm kind of in the majority here, probably not for the same reason why most people chose hamburger over hot dog. Next question. Would you rather own a baby otter or own a messenger owl? Ooh, that's a tough one. What kind of otter? What kind of otter? That's also important. What kind of owl? I'm just recently reading the Harry Potter series. I'm on book 4, and the little tiny, like, crazy owl that you never see in the movies, but is apparently kind of a big thing in the books, is the little messenger owl that Ron got from, what's his name, Sirius Black? Yeah, that dude's a little crazy. I don't think I would want one of those, but, like, Hedwig, she was cool. That was a cool messenger owl. I kind of like that. And I am a big bird person. I like birds. Not necessarily for pets, but I like birds. But an otter. I love otters. I think they're adorable and amazing, and I want one. I think I'm just going to have to go with the otter. I would hate myself if I didn't choose this one. Oh, come on, people, though. They're so adorable. It's so adorable, though. Next question. Would you rather have your life be narrated by Morgan Freeman or narrated by James Earl Jones? Now, on the one hand, Morgan Freeman. On the other hand, the deep, soothing tones of James Earl Jones. I'm going to be controversial here, and I'm going to choose the one that I'm sure most people wouldn't. Yep, very much in the vast minority there, because Morgan Freeman. But I think James Earl Jones just has this melodic voice that could soothe the soul. Next question. Would you rather watch a movie directed by James Cameron or Steven Spielberg? Now, here's the thing. I'm not a huge movie buff, but I do know movies pretty well, and I do know that one of my favorite movies, and admittedly because I just really, really dig the whole sci-fi thing, happens to be a James Cameron movie called Avatar. Now, it's not my top movie. My top movie is actually probably Princess Bride or Snatch. Both great movies. But I really, really like Avatar. But if I had to watch any movie randomly chosen between these two, I'd have to go with Steven Spielberg. And the primary reason for that is because he always has happy endings. All of his movies have happy endings. If you watch a Steven Spielberg movie, you better prepare yourself for a happy ending. Maybe a little waterworks along the way because he's pretty good at that too. But always be prepared for a happy ending because that's just how he rolls. So I'm going to go with Steven Spielberg. No, wow, I'm in the majority there. I don't know. I mean, James Cameron's got some really good stuff, so I was kind of expecting him to be in the majority here, but I guess Steven Spielberg just has his way. Next question. Would you rather be a character in Lord of the Rings or be a character in Harry Potter? What role am I playing as the character? Because this is interesting because, okay, so in both of them, they are both books that are in a time of war. They are both books that have a lot of strife going on in them. But the Harry Potter series is considerably centric upon this group of students. And it doesn't really tell you a whole lot of what's going on in the world outside of Hogwarts. So you never really get a feel for how bad is the world with Voldemort in it. Whereas Lord of the Rings, you kind of get an idea for how bad the world is with the whole crap going on with Lord of the Rings. So while I would love to be a character in Lord of the Rings because I really, really like that whole fantasy setting, I'd have to say that I'd probably be more inclined to be a character in Harry Potter, because then I could still have my access to all the magical and cool stuff and fantasy and that sort of thing, but still live in the modern world. So I'm going to go with that one. Be a character in Harry Potter. And vast majority, well, not vast majority, slightly high majority. Almost double, actually. Interesting. Next question. Would you rather be a police officer or be a firefighter? Both extremely dangerous jobs. Both considerably underappreciated. Both equally necessary. I think I'd have to go firefighter, simply because of my family's background in firefighting. A lot of the people on my mother's side have been firefighters, so I just have to go with that just because of my blood. So there we go, firefighter. And yeah, most people would rather be a cop. You get to wear a gun. I mean, that's fun stuff, so, let's do that. Next question. In an unlucky survival situation, would you rather go swimming with sharks or go swimming with alligators? Go swimming with alligators. Go swimming with alligators, and I'll tell you why. First of all, alligators, widely speaking, are less aggressive than sharks are, particularly in open water. Most alligator attacks, especially against humans, don't happen in open water. They happen against the shore. And that's kind of what alligators and those crocodilian beings happen to be good at, is ambushing from the water's edge. So they tend to not attack in open water, at least not as often. So I'm going to go swimming with alligators. Plus, I mean, people in Florida do it all the time. Next question. Would you rather stub your toe? Nope. Or get a paper cut? I'm going to go with paper cut, with the exception of between the fingers. Ugh. Oh God, I just got to chill just thinking about that. No, I'd rather stub my toe than have that. But a paper cut anywhere else. Hands down. Not between the fingers, but anywhere else. Really though? I hate stubbing my toe. God, I hate it so bad. It hurts so bad. No. Rather have a paper cut anywhere except between the fingers. If it's between the fingers, give me the stub toe. Next question. Would you rather have the crush of your dreams or have infinite amounts of your favorite appetizer? How do these two correlate? Wait a minute. What? Food or love? Okay, I find the correlation now. I'm going to go with my favorite appetizer because I'm already married. So we go. Favorite appetizer. Yeah. And only the married people answer this question this way. Next question. Would you rather be in the Fallout universe or be in the Skyrim universe? No. There is no question here. Skyrim universe. Not even the question of do you like Fallout more or do you like Skyrim more? No. Nothing to do with that. It's well-being. It's the way you live. It's either Skyrim, so sort of like a feudal fantasy era, or Fallout, which is like post-apocalyptic. Hands down, Skyrim all the way. Fewer things to go through and more chance of being a badass. So Skyrim, hands down. Yeah, 66%. A lot of people agree with me there. Yeah, okay. Next question. Would you rather be a Jedi or be a Sith? So for those of you who know what I'm actually thinking about here, you'll understand as well as I do that this isn't an actual question between good and evil. Now in the movies, there is that fine line that basically the Jedis are good and the Sith are evil. But when you look at the whole series, when you look at everything Star Wars, the movies, the books, the video games, everything Star Wars, the line between good and evil when it comes to Jedi versus Sith starts to blur. It's not about good and evil, it's about who's right about what. And really it boils down to the Jedi favor a more rigid, structured way of dealing with the Force, whereas the Sith deal with a more emotional, erratic way of dealing with the Force. And frankly and honestly, if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably lean Sith, just because I don't feel the need for the rigid, absolute structure of controlling the Force. And I wouldn't necessarily consider the dark side. I'd probably be more what they call a gray Jedi, who uses both the dark side and the light side powers of the Force, but doesn't really ground them in any sort of moral conversation. And you tend to have people call those guys a Sith more often than a Jedi, and most gray Jedi tended to be towards the side of Sith rather than towards the side of Jedi, simply because of the way that the Jedi are. But a good explanation, for those of you who've only ever seen the movies, a good explanation of what a gray Jedi is look at Qui-Gon Jinn from Episode 1. I know, Episode 1 kind of sucked. But look at Qui-Gon Jinn from Episode 1. He was a very good explanation as to what a gray Jedi is, because it's widely argued that he was the only gray Jedi that we ever saw in the popular core of the Star Wars fiction. So, yeah, I'd rather be gray Jedi, but they tend to lean towards Sith, so I'll go Sith. Yeah, I'll be the bad guy. I don't care about Jedi. Whatever. Next question. Okay. Well then, I'm going to leave this one up to you guys, because this one sounds fun. If you had your choice of a preferred way to die, would you rather freeze to death or boil to death? That's going to be a tough one, because I don't think I'd be able to pick between the two. They're both horrible. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video off here. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this adventure, and we will see you in the next one. Antics out.